Here's a line I'll never ever forget. For investors, money is the purpose. For founders, money is the result. That one sentence explains half of the tension in entrepreneurship. Investors want returns, founders want to build. One is driven by spreadsheets, the other is driven by obsession. And if you're a founder in 2025, the tension is everywhere. AI, uncertainty, economic shifts, money is short term, but meaning is long term. So in this video, I want to unpack the entrepreneurial mindset that actually builds unmatched brands. We'll talk about why chasing money alone kills creativity, why some of us never had a choice but to build, why house taste can blind you, why excitement matters, why you need momentum over perfection, why hype dies but needs last, and even why maybe CEOs should be fired while things are still going well. Because the truth is, entrepreneurship isn't about chasing the easy path. It's about building something that only you can bring into the world and building it in a way that lasts. Now, one small request before we go into this: if you liked this episode and my work, do me a favor and subscribe to this channel. You can also follow me on your favorite social media platform where I share how I'm building IP as a founder every step of the way. All right, now let's dive in. For investors, money is the purpose. For founders, money is the result. This clash shows up in boardrooms every single day. Investors want growth at all costs. Founders want balanced growth with a vision. Neither side is wrong, by the way, but the motivations are not the same. And the healthiest relationships respect that. Investors understand that founders can't just push for revenue without breaking the soul of the brand. Founders understand that investors still need some returns on their investments. Look at Nike's early days. Phil Knight wasn't optimizing for shareholder value. He was obsessed with making running shoes better, and that obsession created value. The investors made money because the product was unmatched. Now, the danger is when founders start thinking like investors too early, because that leads to the next problem: chasing money as the main purpose. Money follows purpose, it doesn't create it. Every enduring brand I know started because someone couldn't not build it. Sarah Blakely didn't start Spanx thinking, I can't wait to make investors rich. She started because she hated the way tights felt. Howard Schultz didn't start Starbucks to become a billionaire. He wanted to create the cafe culture he saw in Italy. When founders chase money as the reason, they burn out. They cut corners. They copy what's already out there. But when founders chase impact, creativity, or a personal obsession, money shows up as the result. And for many of us, it wasn't even a choice. Some people choose entrepreneurship, others have no choice. I mean, this is a personal one. For me, I didn't start a business because it was the smart financial move, trust me. I started because I couldn't imagine living any other way. I wanted to build things I believed in. I wanted to make decisions without compromise. I wanted to work in a way that matched my values. And that's what entrepreneurship is for a lot of people. Not a career path, not a get-rich plan, a necessity. The only way to do work that feels true and aligned. But here's the trap many founders fall into once they start. They fall in love with their own product so much that they stop listening. You shouldn't get high on your own supply. Founders love their product. Trust me, I understand that so well. They think it's the best in the world. And sometimes they're right, but often they're blinded by house taste. They convince themselves customers love it as much as they do, and they stop listening to feedback. What's the antidote to that? Well, constant feedback loops, community input, external voices that challenge your assumptions. A really good example is NewCo. Coca-Cola was so convinced of its brilliance that it ignored the market. The backlash was instant. On the flip side, Skims had stayed hyper attuned to its community, expanding categories based on real feedback. Your taste can guide you, but the market decides if you're right. And when in doubt, use one simple test. Are you genuinely excited? Because if you're not, no one else will either. Taking a small break from this video to talk to you about the Unmatched Collective. It's my private community for founders, brand leaders, and creators who want to build unmatched brands, not just for quick wins, but for the long term. Inside, I share the frameworks I've learned over my 20 years career at brands like Puma, Disney, and Warner Bros., and through building my own company. We dive into real case studies, live sessions, and the kind of founder-to-founder conversations you can't get on social media. So if you're serious about building a brand that lasts with clarity, purpose, and the right mindset, the link is below. Now let's get back to the video. Come on, if you are not excited, why would anyone else be? Excitement is contagious. It's the energy that turns a launch into a moment, into a movement. Every great collaboration, every great product drop starts with a founder asking, would I actually buy this? Would I be proud to wear this? Because if the answer is no, the market feels it instantly. Look at Apple. Every keynote works because you can feel the excitement in the room from the people building it, not just the people consuming it. And look at Nike's tunnel fit strategy with athletes. The athletes were excited to express themselves. That excitement spilled into culture. You see, excitement isn't just a mood and a vibe, it's a filter. If you wouldn't buy it, don't ship it. And if you're waiting for the perfect idea before you move, you'll be waiting forever. Momentum beats perfection every single time. Jens Greed, co-founder of Skims, said it best. Some of their best moves were not perfect. They were just done. And listen, most founders overthink. They wait for the perfect timing, the perfect partner, the perfect conditions, but culture moves too fast for that. Nike's Air Jordan 1 wasn't perfect. It broke NBA rules, but that risk is what made it iconic. On Running didn't wait for a lap, they cut up garden hoses. The brands that win aren't the ones who plan the longest. They're the ones who make the move first and then adapt. Because in culture, hesitation is more dangerous than actual mistakes. The brands that last are the ones closest to the need, not the hype. David Alleman, co-founder of On, said something I'll never forget. Hype gets you noticed, needs keep you relevant. Trends are loud and hype is addictive. But if you're not solving a real problem for consumers, you'll vanish when that trend shifts. Now, Nike solved the need for better running shoes. Skims solved the need for shapewear that actually felt good. Apple solved the need for tools that are powerful but simple to use. Hype gave them a launchpad, yes, but needs kept them alive. So always ask, what human need am I actually serving? If the answer is thin, the brand won't last. And even if you're serving real needs, leadership can still get in the way, which is why maybe, just maybe, a little suggestion here, we should fire some CEOs where things are still going well. Nobody fires a CEO when things are going great, and maybe they should. Now, growth hides problems. Revenue smooths over cracks. When things are up, nobody questions leadership, but success can be the most dangerous moment, because that's when complacency creeps in. Louis Vuitton has a saying, transform on the way up, and I love this. Don't just wait until you plateau. Sometimes that even means leadership change, because the playbook that got you here won't get you there. Look at Apple. Steve Jobs was forced out, then came back and reinvented the company. Look at LVMH. They rotate leaders not in crisis, but to keep brands fresh. And the lesson here is that reinvention shouldn't be reactive. It should be proactive, even at the very top. So let's pull this together. Founders and investors have different motives. Respect them. Money is a result, not the purpose. For many of us, entrepreneurship isn't a choice. It's the only path. House taste blinds you. Stay close to your community. Excitement is a filter. If you're not excited, don't launch the product. Perfection kills momentum. Move, then adapt. Hype fades, needs don't. Reinvention is survival, even in leadership. Listen, the entrepreneurial mindset isn't about chasing trends. It's about building unmatched brands that last. And here's my challenge to you. Tomorrow, when you sit down at your desk, ask yourself these 3 questions. Am I building this for money or because I cannot not build it? Am I listening to my own house days or to my community? Am I moving fast enough to stay relevant while focused enough to serve real needs? Because listen, in 2025, the difference between founders who fade and founders who last isn't hype. It's mindset. And the mindset that wins is unmatched.